So, hi Christy,
Hello.
we got your results and I want to review them for you and give you an idea of what's happening in your body. The thermogram itself is extremely revealing and it's a very comprehensive report. I'd rather have a report that had less said, but yours has multiple areas that I think are going to reveal a lot of causal levels for your chief concerns. Now, you wrote down on your chief concerns migraines and
Joint pain.
joint pain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we definitely want to make sure, and you remind me in case I get too involved in getting readings from your body.
All right.
You remind me, so what caused my migraines and what causes my joint pain?
Okay.
Okay, so for now, let's just keep it at that. Keep it simple. Let's see what your body tells us we're going to do next. So I'd like for you to lie down sunny side up, and we're just going to do our kinesiological checking, and I'm going to pretty much ask permission of your body to ask questions, and then I'm going to ask a lot of questions, and each time I will tell you the answers. They're all going to be yes and no questions. It's not like I'm able to foretell the future or I have some magic ball or wand. No, it's simple yes and no questions that anybody can learn how to do this technique. Okay. So the highest priority is going to be below the diaphragm, and it's going to be on your right hand side, and that's going to be your liver. And then in the liver, being that it's an organ of cleansing the blood, we want to know why it's the highest priority and why it's working so hard. So there are heavy metals in the liver, and when there are heavy metals in the liver, heavy metals change the pH of the body. And pH is the single most important biochemical principle of the human body. So the human body is designed, and you know the creator, the designer of the body? Yeah, the guy upstairs. So in his wisdom, he made the body completely alkaline. When we look at the history of alkaline and acid, back in the 40s, Dr. Otto Warburg won a Nobel Prize because he discovered that diseases, especially in his research, cancer, needs to thrive only in an acid environment. So we're designed to be alkaline. The heavy metals change us to an acidic environment and then start to change the environment of the organ. When it does that, when it goes from alkaline to acid, you now have an environment where microbes can grow. Microbes that you have right now in the liver would be bacteria, it would be viruses, it would be yeast or mycosis, there are parasites there, and that's quite an extensive smorgasbord of microbes that we're going to need to work on. And then I want to see if there's anything that is associated with that highest priority of the liver. And there is, and I'm going to check again where it is, and it is the pancreas, and so that is also showing up. And the pancreas is one of the first places where heavy metals go. And so you can have someone with digestive disorders and they can eat perfectly and it has nothing to do with their diet because it's coming strictly from the change of pH compromising the function of the pancreas for digestion of anything. So pancreas is involved, and I want to check, are there more organs involved? And I get that there is, and that will be, next will be the gallbladder. And that would be our highest priorities. Then I want to find out, is there a second priority after the liver? And there is, and it is, it's the kidneys. So again, an organ of elimination that is working hard to try to eliminate those heavy metals, but it's not designed to do that. And so they get stuck there and they start to compromise normal metabolic functions. So there's nothing associated with the kidneys, and those are the only priorities we have. Now, if we want to look at your joint discomfort, we know that inside of every joint is synovial fluid. Synovial fluid, by biochemistry textbooks, is an alkaline liquid that is in every joint of the human body. When that receives the heavy metals that are circulating, then it's going to change the pH of the synovial fluid inside the joint, and then allow an environment for microbes to be there. So which is the joints that are most affected in your body? Probably your knees, more than likely. So if we look at the knees, you know, we have bacteria there. We have all the infections in the environment of the knees at this point. Okay, so that's where that's coming from. Now, you also mentioned migraines. And when we look at migraines, we look at the ability of the liver to cleanse the circulatory system so that no toxins will be circulating. But since the liver's pretty overwhelmed with both infections and heavy metals, then we ask, and the migraines are coming from a reflection of the condition of the liver. So that would be our initial assessment. If we wanted to go deeper today, we would examine all of your diet diary that you filled out to see which foods you can eat and which foods you can't. We will examine your water and see which water is the most compatible with your biochemistry, whether it's distilled, reverse osmosis, or another kind of water. We don't know, we would check. And because there's a lot showing up also in the dental profile, we would check and see if there's anything in particular we could use to start strengthening your gums. And that would be our assessment. Should we then proceed deeper with remedies for right now? Yeah, okay. So let's look at the liver and let's take a look. Are there any specific remedies we need to address the liver health? And your body says no. So then we want to ask for the second priority, which was our kidneys. Do we have the green light from your body to start working on the kidneys? And again, we have a no. So now the highest priorities we cannot work on yet. So we need to ask, where should we start working? And it shows us it's not above the diaphragm or below the diaphragm, it's systemic, so we need to start working with your lymphatic system. So the easiest way to start working with the lymphatic system is with good hydration of warm to hot water, because warm to hot water cleanses the lymph system. So we would start there, and you need 85 ounces a day of distilled water that has nothing at all added to it. Doesn't mean after you do your 85 ounces you can't add more water with lemon or lime or anything else in it, but you want to get in at least that much to get that lymphatic system really moving. Rebounding would also be an option for you. That would be a good thing to add. Doing a far infrared sauna, or even better is the more advanced saunas that have both near, far, and the whole broadcast of the spectrum of the infrared light therapy that you can receive from it. And also you check that you would benefit from an Avicin machine. I would say it's important that you would write your diet diary on a daily basis and text it to me, or email. I do better with texts, but text it to me and I'll give you feedback every day until you and I are on the same page and we're clear on what we should be eating and what we shouldn't. And yeah, that'll get us started.
How
Any other things you'd like to address that you didn't mention?
How long should I do this for?
We're going to have a 3-week protocol, and the natural healing cycles of the body are 3 days, 7 days, 21 days, and then 90 days. So we're on a 21-day cycle, and in 21 days we will have another appointment to assess exactly how we need to proceed for the next level. So the beautiful part of the thermogram is that even though you have minimal symptoms, it's revealing the biochemistry and the function of every organ of your body 7 to 10 years in advance of any other medical technology that can assess your body. Now, the thermogram is functional, so it's dynamic and it's alive, and still to this date, it's the only technology that I know that can tell you the function of every organ, and more importantly, the only one that exists as far as lymphatics, which is the basis of our immune system. So it's a very detailed report. When you go home, you read about it, you take notes, you make all your questions, because I want you to go away totally understanding what we just went over. So what would be your, if you were reversing roles for a minute, what would you tell me you understood about what I just shared with you?
The things going on can't be worked on until we work on the lymphatic system first.
Okay, and what were the things that were the major ones to work on?
The liver was the first priority, impacting the pancreas, and then the kidneys were the second priority.
Good. Yeah, that's great. So as you process the information from today and as you process the test results, you'll have questions, and we'll be here to answer all of them, because our job is to fulfill the role of a doctor. And a doctor, by definition, says to teach. So I want to not give you my opinion, I want to give you scientific facts and teach you how the organs work, what they do, and how you can become more proactive in taking care of yourself. So the more self-sufficient you become, the better the job that I've done.